Hi everyone. This week we've got Jason on the show. I'm really pleased. Before I let him do his introduction, I just want to say that we'll be talking about credibility, training, qualifications, and the big event coming up soon, which Jason and I will speak on. So, Jason, before we do anything useful, quick introduction from you, please, sir.
Afternoon, Lee. My name is Jason Lee. I'm from Propertymark, and I think my official title these days is Head of Commercial. So I kind of look after everything which kind of comes in and out of Propertymark events and industry suppliers. So quite interesting.
100%. And Jason, like I said, I'm so pleased to have you on the show. My first question is I want to talk about industry credibility, training, qualifications, which I know obviously you're very big on over at Propertymark. But why do you feel it's so important for the industry?
I think it's important for the industry in general because we're pillared down from I think the only people that are hated more than us at the moment are politicians on a survey which came out, which isn't correct because there's some absolutely brilliant agents out there that do a huge amount of cracking work, and sometimes you get slated for the odd one or two which doesn't do everything as correct, but we are huge advocates of training and learning, as huge amounts of people are, because I think it is just about not doing what's right for you in your agency and the industry, but it's also about that consumer as well, because we are part of that people business, and delivering the best service that we possibly can is the best way of doing it. And the only way that you can get better and grow yourself and your business really is to be educated, learn, take that training, learn by your mistakes, learn by your errors. Nobody's perfect out there, but also try and learn the most important things in your business that can help take it forward as well. And you know, we're at the moment where lots of things are heading our way, material information being one of them. I think the thoughts are out on that at the moment. Is it good or is it bad? Personally, I think it's really good because it's assisting clients out there to make that choice of what they do. I've got a long history in auctions, and we've had auction packs for many years. So this is fairly standard stuff for us. So I think what we need to do is embrace the change. We need to learn the good things which are out there, and more importantly as well, make use of some fantastic tech which is out there as well.
No, I agree. I agree on the tech, and I do agree on the material information as well. I just think that it's a good thing for the industry to have more information for people up front is useful.
Yeah, it's going to assist because not everybody thinks that we do need to change, but in my opinion, buying and selling houses at the moment is a little bit broken. You know, why is it taking so long to get through? Why are we having so many fall throughs? I think material information is there to assist us in that, and the sooner we embrace it a lot better, the better it's going to be for everybody, because people will know and they have that informed information, so they can make that informed decision on whether they're going to view it, whether they're going to buy it, whether they're going to go ahead with it up front. So we're not having to wait 10, 12 weeks and then fall it through.
Yep, 100%. And I think that I couldn't agree more with the, trying to cut that part out, which can be cut out and which is quite easy in the sense to cut out just by quite a small change in terms of providing that on day one as opposed to day, whatever day it is. I can't do, was it day 70 if you think of it from that perspective of say 10 weeks. It's a long time to have something to fall through which could have fallen through before it even started, which would be a lot easier for everybody else.
Absolutely, and I think the sooner you gather the information, the better it is. We obviously got a PIQ which we give out to all of our members, which goes into a lot of depth that they pass on to the seller. That's fantastic to use that in order to get all that information straight away. A majority of it covers most of those parts of material information. So it's just a different way of doing things that we just need to try and embrace a little bit more. But as agents, because I'm allowed to say that because I am one myself, sometimes we do take a little bit longer to change. We don't like change sometimes, but if it's for the benefit of the
Yes,
business, the company, and also the consumer out there, which is going to bring us more business, it's worth
yes,
looking and embracing.
100%. And while we're talking about changing, embracing, I want to ask you on regulation and your thoughts in terms of should the whole industry be regulated a bit more like the sort of mortgage broker industry,
Yeah.
or do you feel it should be a step down level from that, or do you feel that it should be as it is with agents embracing it and taking it on in the capacity it is? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's something which has been lingering around for a long time. Obviously, Lord Best report way back when it seems decades ago now. But when that was first suggested, I think lots of people embraced that straight away. They thought we need to do that. We are the only cog within that home buying and selling process which is not regulated, which has got to be a little bit strange because, as you mentioned, the mortgage brokers are, your conveyancers are,
Yep.
but the fulcrum of the whole deal is the agent because all of those things fold into it. And so, for the agent not to be regulated, in my opinion, is incorrect.
Hmm.
I think we do need to look at getting fully regulated to make sure that we are delivering the same service across the board, to make sure that people are at a certain standard in order to make sure that we can work that way. So I think it's a good thing. I think it will also enhance, and going back to your previous question, it will also bring a lot more training and education into it as well.
Yes.
So it's kind of a big circle, really. You can't have one without the other.
Mm.
Lots of people are out there, they're doing lots of training. Everybody goes to conferences, everybody does all these things.
Yes.
We're constantly reading all the press, so we are always educating ourselves. All we're actually looking at doing is putting that down in paper and saying, right, okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've done that, so therefore I'm learning and doing that continuous development progression and everything like that to make everything work. But we do need a standard in order to make sure that turns around and say, yes, I'm qualified at this level, so the consumer can walk in and
Yes.
say, yes, they're trained to a level and doing it that way.
Yes. Do you know one thing I like, Jason, from the American market? And I'm not saying that it should be like the American market here at all. I'm just saying one thing I like from it, which is I quite like the way that they have to obtain their license,
Yeah.
because you kind of know exactly what you was just saying then, that if you walk in or you speak to someone and you know that they are a professional outfit because they've passed XYZ, a little bit like, you know, a rating system. I think I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, you know, it's something that 100% should be implemented and be put in place like this, but I do think it would be good for a consumer to know, okay, I'm speaking with someone that has set standards that the
Yeah.
industry has decided is what it's benchmarked against, and you're positioned here, so I know I'm dealing with someone who's interested in training, interested in improving, and shows that through their grading system. I think that
Yeah.
that for me, to sell my house, I would be interested in that, because I can then go, I can see the agent that's forward thinking. I can see the agent that's trying to put themselves in the best position possible and be
Yeah.
the most educated and most useful agent in the land of where I live.
Yeah, and I think you've got to look at it from the point of view of the trust issue as well, because let's be honest, somebody could set up an estate agency tomorrow. The following day, they could go around and value somebody's house.
Hmm.
During that 20-minute conversation, they might get on very, very well with them, and
Yes,
then they'll turn around and say, "Yes, I'd like to instruct you." After that, they will then tell them where their alarm is, where they keep their spare key, when they're
yes,
going on
yes.
holiday, everything along those lines. So there's no sort of like security there whatsoever that
Hmm.
that consumer has to anybody out there. So I think it's that trust. It's making sure that everybody knows what they're doing, that they are on this level, the same as everybody else, and then you're going to get a good quality service throughout.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And do you know one of the things you should always try and think of from any perspective of any business is the end user,
Yeah,
the person, the consumer, or the business, or whoever it is that you're providing a service to. You have to put them first. And if you
yeah.
put them first and think of it from their perspective, not your own perspective, you're going to be more useful. You're going to be more helpful. And that's just standard practice for anything.
Yeah, and it's that education. It's making sure that you're doing the best, not just for your business, as you rightly said, Lee. It is for that consumer. Everyone always says boards breeds boards, but the sale and the service comes before that as well. And if you are educated and if you're qualified, you are going to get slightly further than that. Obviously, we've got the relationship with Mr. Spencer, and he's a huge advocate of the training and pushing it that way. And I'm a firm believer of saying that as well, because not just because I work at Propertymark, but I am an agent myself. I
Yeah.
did all this training before I actually joined Propertymark as well, because I saw the benefit in doing it that way for myself, and all my team in my office are all qualified themselves as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think that you can never be, you know, knowledge is power, providing you use the knowledge in the right way. There's no
Yeah,
point. Everyone, that common phrase of knowledge is power. It's in my opinion, it's wrong. Knowledge is power unless providing you use that knowledge. Otherwise,
yeah,
it's useless. It's just
yeah.
information that sits in your brain.
Totally
So,
agree, mate.
Jason, I want to talk about the big event.
Which one's that?
So, tell me about it. When is it?
It's on the 14th of June.
Yep.
We are not at the same location that we had it last year. We've moved
Okay.
location. We've gone to the XL,
Yep.
out at the Docklands out that way,
Yep.
because it is a purpose-built arena
Yes.
that can deal with the size of event that we're looking to put on.
Yes. Yes. And while we're talking of the size of the event, my question I want to ask you is, how many do you have attending so far? I know it's early, and I know that you've still got a little while and you'll still have people sign up, but what sort of numbers are looking at for now and for future?
Well, last year we had 1,503 that attended. Yeah,
The
I counted
precision,
every
the
single one.
precision,
You remember I was
head
in that
count, head
foyer
count.
watching people come in. um, we're aiming for that number, and hopefully a little bit above.
Okay.
Ticket sales are going very well at this minute in time.
Yep.
We're on track to hit those numbers. Off the top of my head, I can give you an actual figure, but
Right.
everything is moving forward with regards to it. So we're very excited in order to
Yes.
hopefully be the biggest one again this year.
And I suppose this part here is a slight bit of a plug, but why do you feel it's important an agent should attend? What if this is your 30 seconds of fame here, Jason? Why
Wow.
why should they attend?
Um, the reason they should attend is really to educate themselves,
Yep.
find the best suppliers under one roof,
Hmm.
learn about things which is going to enhance them, their business, their colleagues, and for such a reasonable price as well. Don't need 30 seconds.
Good, good, good. And I know you touched on changing venue. Um, is there anything that you learned from the previous event
Yeah.
being that you sort of taking forward and a change in your new Excel venue?
Yeah. I mean, again, like I mentioned a moment ago, Excel, they are very, very experienced in dealing with this type of conference. We went to Wembley Arena last year, which is a fantastic rock venue, and it's a fantastic venue, an iconic place, but it wasn't really built for total conferences. It was the first one that they'd done in quite some time. But we did it. we achieved it and we moved forward. But what we did, we got a lot of lessons from it, and we took a lot of feedback from everybody that attended as well. So this is why we've changed it. We've tweaked it slightly as well, because last year it was all done in one room. This
Mhm.
year we're doing specific breakouts as well. So we're actually having different disciplines in different rooms, so people can actually build their day of what they want it to be, by choosing the different things that they want to. We spoke about material information earlier on. There's a big session in that. Lettings legal is a big session on that. If you want to learn how to do videos, there's going to be a session on that. Customer service. So people can pick and choose how they want their day to be, as
Mhm.
well as some absolutely outstanding speakers, which are going to be there on the headline stage.
Yes. Just remind me of some of the headline speakers again.
Well, we've looked at how business for agents are going to be, and some of the things which are really affecting people is the economy. So I've
Mhm.
got Daisy McAndrew, who's a fantastic statistician. She's going to talk to us about everything that's going on with the economy, where it's going to affect us, the budgets and everything like that, and the change in prime minister apparently coming on later in the year. Mental well-being and well-beingness is a huge
Yep.
subject, and we've got Katie Piper coming in to talk about all the trials and tribulations that she's been through. That is going to be absolutely fabulous. Jenny
Mhm.
Faulkner, I've nearly forgot, she's come back as the host again.
Yes.
We've also got a certain Phil Spencer that is
Oh,
actually going to be a keynote speaker. It's the only keynote speak that he's going to be doing all year, and he's going to talk to us all about things that are happening in the market and best place way to be it as well. So we're looking at all different aspects to make it
it's a really
worthwhile.
good lineup. A really good lineup. Jason, I think there's nothing more useful I'm going to be able to do. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you
There is
for all
one
your
last thing
insights.
though, Lee.
Go on, you tell me.
We do have an after party as well.
Oh, okay.
The big after party is on the boat
Boat.
next to the XL, that huge yacht.
Oh,
We've
lovely.
actually we've hired that, and we're going to have an after party on that as well. So it is a unique experience. So don't forget, there's even Carrie Boaty on it.
Gary Voti. Right, Jason, thank you so much, buddy. I really, really appreciate it. And it
Good to
was
see
great
you.
catching up with you.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate. All the best. Bye bye.
Bye.